The Microsoft team released its first patch for the new sim in 2025, and also with the announcement of a pending sim update 1. We have got you covered with this new patch and what it did to your sim, including all of this week's previews, announcements and release news. So let's jump straight into the video. A quick disclaimer, if you're here for the first patch details, skip to the last third of the video. But before you do that, consider subscribing to the channel. It's the nice thing to do and it gives this guy behind the microphone all the warm and fuzzies. So that being said, let's start with this week's announcements. Kicking off with this week's previews and announcements, Just Flight recently announced during its 2025 roadmap update, they are planning to develop and release the LJ45 Professional. A couple of short weeks after that announcement, Just Flight launched the development page for the project over on their website. Being part of the Professional series from Just Flight, we are expecting the LJ45 to be a high detail rendition of the aircraft, and the development page really backs that up. The team is planning on releasing the LJ45 after the Fokker F7100 and the Airbus 300B4. Along with the development page, the team updated us with a few new screenshots of the progress thus far. Just Flight plans to release the LJ45 along with the LJ45XR, which is an upgraded version of the Learjet 45, which was introduced in 2004. For some simmers, they may remember the LJ45, which was introduced as a default aircraft in the Microsoft Flight Simulator 1998 version of the sim, and it's great to see it returning. Of course, we will keep you updated on all the progress of this project from Just Flight. NVIDIA this week announced their new RTX 50 series of GPUs, which promise to deliver 2x FPS gains when it comes to the new DLSS 4 tech. The lineup includes the RTX 5070, the RTX 5070 Ti, the 5080, and the new flagship, which will be the 5090, with prices ranging from $549 USD to $1,999 for the later one. One of the standing features of this new series of cards is the company's AI-driven upscaling technology. The DLSS 4 introduces AI-generated frames, allowing for smoother gameplay even in demanding scenarios. According to NVIDIA, the feature can generate multiple frames per render frame, significantly boosting frame rates. NVIDIA also promises to enhance ray tracing capabilities for its RTX 50 series, which could bring more realistic lighting, shadows, and reflection to compatible games and sims and applications. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which supports ray tracing and relies on real-time rendering for its weather and terrain systems, these new advancements in the 50 series of cards may enhance the performance and immersion of the flight simulator. In addition to the GPU announcement from NVIDIA, Microsoft did later on mention that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and 2020 will both support the DLSS 4.0. NVIDIA's announcements that the RTX 50 series GPUs will start shipping later this month. Bluebird Simulations teased some new screenshots on their Instagram this week. The teaser shots showed off the up-and-coming Boeing 757 and 767 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. In the post, they mentioned they will start 2025 with some screenshots of the 757, followed by a one and only screenshot of the 767 VC teaser. We should expect to see a deeper dive into the systems from the Boeing 757 and a new video from Bluebird Simulations sometime soon, as this is the way that they tend to do their updates every couple of months. SoFly offer a number of products for Microsoft Flight Simulator, catering to new pilots for the sim and all the way to very experienced pilots. As a flight sim content creator, my favorite SoFly product is Weather Presets Pro, which comes in really handy when the weather is not behaving itself and you can change the weather to be more dramatic or even to a perfect day. Other products I like to use is Landing Challenge Pro, Flight Simulator Guide, which is the manual to Microsoft Flight Simulator, the one that should have been, storms for pilots who want to chase some of the biggest storms in the world's history, and a couple of their recent products, which is Aircraft Checklist and their new animal release for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which puts over 5,000 animals into the sim. I will leave a link in the description below or where you can go and check out SoFly products, and I would like to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. Cows tease their next up and coming project, which is going to be the DA40XKL. This is a short teaser video of the new project. In this video, we see a 3D rendering of the forthcoming aircraft along with some in-sim external views. We don't have much information about this project so far, but what we do know that this new aircraft will be released for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024, and later on X-Plane. The Microsoft Flight Simulator releases are targeted for sometime in early 2025. FlightFX previews some new screenshots of its CL35 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The team took to their socials this week with some new work in progress shots of the upcoming Challenger 350. Other than the screenshots, we did not receive any other information about the project, but it's great to see we have some highly detailed business jets being developed for the future when it comes to flight sim. Taxiing over to this week's release news, Orbex has released new versions of its Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for some of its iconic Pacific Northwest airports, including Darrington, Cortez, Orcas, and Concrete, have all been updated to the new version for 2024. The Pacific Northwest base sim already captures the region's stunning landscapes with exceptional fidelity and immersion, which Orbex Custom Airports brings a nice touch to the era. Existing customers who own the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 version of these airports can upgrade at no additional cost. Features include full PBR textures, a charming bespoke details, completely new weather-influenced ground poly, sloped runways, improved updated vegetation, and you can pick up your copy of Darrington and a Cortez, Orcas, and Concrete from the Orbex store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Lining up on the runway for this week's sim update news, the Microsoft team are back from their holiday break. This week we received a couple of patches for the sim. The first one being on Tuesday, which was a server-side update. This was aimed at a patch that was fixed a bunch of issues when it comes to the career mode mission types from not appearing. This has been an issue over the Christmas break and has had a slight patch to fix that. Thursday's patch moved the sim into version 1.2.11.0. This was a small hotfix patch to resolve some of the issues which was causing the avionics in some of the aircraft not to be functional on Xbox and PC when it comes to simmers using low to medium graphic settings. The Microsoft team also mentioned they are finalizing preparations for the in-sim marketplace to open up for the 2024 sim, and they are now focusing on delivering the first significant updates, including Sim Update 1. In my opinion, I'm not sure if we're going to see a few minor patches before Sim Update 1, or we'll see the same approach as they did in 2020, where we received 6 significant updates before the first actual proper name Sim Update, which was actually named Sim Update 2. The first development live stream date has not been set just yet from the Microsoft team. I would assume that we will hear about the development live stream date update on the next blog from the team next week, and during the development live stream we should receive some new information about the first sim update, free aircraft, and also the first world update for the year, with a few more patches before then. Well, that's my prediction anyway. The Microsoft team did mention over the next week they will be working on an updated feedback snapshot analysis and feedback from the community and prioritizing which bugs to fix first. And in my opinion, if you're having bugs or a feature that is not working correctly, e.g. like the multiplayer simmers disappearing when they're past the 5-mile mark, jump over to the feedback wish list on the forums and vote for that same bug or feature that you're having issues with. Vote it up, and if it's not listed, add it to the list. The more people that use this, the better and more useful the sim updates will be. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out where the section is and start looking to see if there's something in there that is already listed, or do you need to list a feature that has been driving you up and down the runway when it comes to the 2024 sim. We will keep you posted on weekly updates and development news when it comes to the new sim in 2025. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has a long way to go, and we will see many updates for the sim in 2025. Consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date, and we will see you in another video real soon.